What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So if you watched my last video, you already know the situation with Heavy D Sparks and how this has gone absolutely crazy. This guy is one of the biggest names in the diesel world. He was recently arrested for supposed unpaid fines in contempt of court, and not to mention it's also tied to the Clean Air Act. But here's the part that's blowing people's minds. He's out of jail now, and he's finally speaking publicly about everything that happened. And what he shares is honestly more corrupt than I could have ever imagined. Now, I'm not here to retell his entire story. You go to his YouTube channel and check out the video for yourself. But I do want to use this situation to shine a light on something much bigger. And we're talking about state-level agencies and how they operate. And not to mention why this affects every diesel owner, small business, and vehicle enthusiast out there. In order for you to fully understand what I'm trying to say, stick with me, watch this video all the way till the end, not to mention hit the like button so YouTube algorithm can push this video so the information will get out to every single person. Share this video, it's so important. Also, before I get started, I have a lifted 2017 Silverado on 37s up for grabs. I'm running a giveaway with this truck. We'll talk more specifics at the end of this video. So let's just go ahead and rewind back to 2017. This wasn't the EPA that actually came after Heavy D. It was a Utah-based environmental group, and it was called the Utah Physicians for a Healthy Environment, or UPHE. And I'm gonna use that acronym quite a bit in this video. They filed a lawsuit under the Clean Air Act, not because they're the government, but because the Clean Air Act allows citizen groups to file lawsuits. And that's actually a pretty big deal because there's groups out there like the UPHE in every single state. And that also means that they have legal power to go after businesses and individuals. A lot of people focus on the EPA, and yeah, the EPA can be aggressive, but let's be real, the threat might actually be closer than you think. It might actually be right in your backyard. So here's the deal. The UPHE claimed that Heavy D Sparks and his business deleted, or should I say tampered with emissions, 20 diesel trucks. So 20 deleted diesel trucks the UPHE went after him for. They also somehow calculated that it caused $114 million in environmental damages. That's absolutely crazy. Where do they come up with that number? Okay, I'm gonna calm down. All right, nobody knows how they came up with that number. I guess that's kind of the number that goes along with their narrative, gets headlines, that scares people from doing it. I don't know. That's a lot of money though. Now, since that situation back in 2017, over the years, Heavy D actually shifted away from that kind of behavior, and he's also spoken against rolling coal. He's made efforts to comply, and not to mention he's become a positive figure in the community, but this lawsuit just keeps dragging on. In the recent YouTube video that he posted after he got out of jail, he was also speaking about in the past they would misrepresent him using people's trucks on YouTube or Instagram or whatever that would be rolling coal and putting it on their news feeds, basically making him look even worse. This lawsuit turned into a long, messy legal battle, and in 2020, a judge found him and his company liable for multiple Clean Air Act violations and hit him with fines and legal fees totaling well over millions of dollars. And here's where it gets sketchy. Heavy D says none of that money was tied to actual air quality improvements in Utah. I mean, none. Not a single dollar going to fix emission problems. Plant trees, run filters, nothing. The question here is, where is all the money going? I think a lot of you guys already know the answer to that. It's going to lawyers, bureaucrats, it's going to government agencies or made up environmental agencies. So I'm gonna go ahead and just fast forward to October 2025, present day, or should I say present month. Because these fines weren't fully paid and because of ongoing disputes, the court issued a warrant for his arrest on contempt of court charges. That's why he went to jail. That's why he was arrested recently. This wasn't a surprise traffic stop. This was law enforcement showing up in police cars, pulling them over, guns drawn, believe it or not. He talked about that in the video where they pulled guns on him. They put him in handcuffs, and then they threw him into solitary confinement. And this gets really interesting because before all of this went down, before this was going to be escalated even further, the UPHE, this corrupt agency, it wasn't a government agency, told him that if Sparks would agree to giving him X amount of dollars, that all of this will go away. He bleeped out what he said. But you guys let me know in the comments what you think they asked him for.
When they sued us back in January of 2017, their first demand right out the gate was stop doing the deletes, stop doing the videos, stop doing anything that's hurting the environment. And we said, okay, we already pretty much are complying with all that even before you did this lawsuit. So great, we're good with that. And then they said, give us $1 and we'll go away. up front for a lawsuit for activities that we were no longer even doing. I thought this was about compliance. I thought this was about making the environment better. How does me paying dollars to an out-of-state attorney make Utah's environment any better? I'll give you a hint, it doesn't.
I want to guess millions, but I don't know for sure. It could be hundreds of thousands. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. And here's the kicker. They didn't just stop with him. They went after his business. They went after the businesses that work with him. They went after his sponsors. These people are leeches. They went after everybody that he was tied to. It starts to look less like an environmental protection effort and more like a shakedown operation. He also explained that once he was in jail, there were basically two ways out. The judge could release him, or both parties could reach an agreement. And from my understanding, the UPHE's lawyer told the court, if we don't get the money we want, we're not going to reach an agreement. After Sparks finished his couple days in jail, he went to court, and once all the evidence was laid out, once the judge and the jury heard everything, the judge was absolutely shocked. He couldn't believe that he was wasting the court's precious time on this case because it was pointless. As a matter of fact, the judge just released him. He let him go. He's free. If these groups were truly about protecting the environment, we'd see the money going back into the community, into projects that actually make a difference, but instead it's going into legal fees in organizations' pockets. This case shows us that the real problem isn't the trucks, it's the system. It's broken, and it's being weaponized to extract money from businesses and individuals who often don't have the resources to fight back. Look, this isn't about Heavy D. This is just an example, but this is about the thousands of Americans that have been targeted over the years. You know, I got close friends that own diesel shops, and unfortunately, one of them went through a EPA lawsuit himself, and it absolutely wrecked his life. This is a small business owner. He's not out breaking laws left and right. He's fixing trucks, employing people. He's also keeping the local economy going. But once these agencies target you, they're like a machine. They don't care who you are. They don't care if you're a good person. They don't care how many lives they wreck. They don't care how many businesses support other families in the community. They don't care. It's all about money. It's all about control. I want to actually spread the message that he was stating in his video. I want to use my platform to kind of reach out to you guys to encourage you that you can do something about this. Sparks did make it clear that he's not asking anyone to go after the UPHE or harass them. That's clearly not the answer here. What he's asking, and what I agree with, is that we need to speak up. We need to demand transparency. We also need to ask these groups to prove exactly where the money is going, push lawmakers to reform the Clean Air Act, or frankly, in my opinion, the whole thing just needs to be scrapped because it's doing more harm than good. And I guess what I'm trying to say is just completely get rid of the Clean Air Act. That's what's wrecking lives here in the first place. And when you think about it, this law was written decades ago. And now it's being twisted and used like a business model by organizations that benefit from keeping these lawsuits going. It's a money thing. And as a diesel owner, shop owner, enthusiast, we have a voice. We can write letters, we can support legal challenges, we can also talk to local representatives, and most importantly, just stay informed because knowledge is power. It's your local small agencies. They could be in your county for all you know. So just pay attention, find out where they're at, where they're located, and don't let your guard down. From what I'm seeing, the EPA isn't actively going after small businesses right now. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just from what I'm seeing, and I'm really on top of this. I haven't seen them actually go after anybody lately. Keep an eye on them, but they're not the ones that we should be really worried about. It's the local environmental agencies. And I know I already said this in this video, but it's clearly not about clean air. It's about control, and it's about money. Now, last time I checked, that YouTube video that Heavy D made got well over 2 million views. So the information is obviously spreading like wildfire. But what I'm getting out of this is challenge those small agencies, even the EPA as well, but challenge those small agencies that are suing Americans, not drug dealers. They're suing Americans. We need to figure out where the money's going to as well. They need to prove where that money is going to. Is it going to them? Is it going to the government? Is it going to the EPA to help improve the environment? One thing that really stuck in my mind is this corrupt environmental agency told Sparks initially that if he gives them X amount of dollars, and I want to assume millions of dollars, X amount of dollars, that this whole problem will go away. That's insane. And also the fact that where's the money going to go to? Are they going to use it for clean air, or are they going to put it in their pocket? That was another one. So you have a voice, guys. You guys can express this. You can talk to your representatives. But that's the story. I just wanted to keep you guys informed. Thank you guys so much for watching till the end as well. Hit that like button for me on your way out. And also, I left a link in the description. It's going to be truckmasterdiesel.com. We sell diesel performance parts. We sell Duramax, Power Stroke, and Cummins stuff, lift kits, wheels, tires, merchandise. Every $1 that you spend on the website is going to get you guys 50 times entries in to win my 2017 lifted Silverado 137s, sequential power steps, power folding mirrors, lighted door handles, front and rear bumpers. I can go on. We built this truck on my channel, and it could be yours. I could be handing the keys to you. This contest is going to end soon, so get your entries in now. But that's all the time that I have for this video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned.